Hi, Crafty Crafters. I'm going to flag banner. I thought I would go live, or a paperclip flag. Anyway, I thought I would go live while I was doing it just because of the fact that it's kind of boring and monotonous and I wanted to chat. But I will say that this was a good book, The Traveling Sprinkler. I think I read it twice. But also I have a little helpful hint. When you glue two pages together, sometimes you can see the words through the page. Sometimes that's okay. I don't even mind that. But if you don't want the words to show through the page, take a one that's got a blank spot on it, say like so, because you're only going to use the bottom half, right? When you fold it over and you cut it, only one side's going to show to the front. And then you're going to cut your flag out of it. So take a page with writing and then a page with a blank spot and glue that down. I'm sorry, there's a cuss word on there. Okay, let me take that out. Anyway, I like this glue stick, but it's getting old and the lumps will show through. So I'm trying to use it up, but unfortunately, it's not cooperating very well with me. So I'm smooshing the goops on the top so that they won't show through. Those will be on the back. I don't care about the back. Okay. I know this is a bone folder, and that's not quite what this is for, but it works. So whatever works, right? So I'm not worried about the edges. I'm not going all the way to the edges because I'm going to cut the part out that has writing on it. So make sure there's no glue on there. So all I'm really worried about is this bottom half being smooth. I don't care about the rest. And I'm going to cut the sides off, like I said. So no worries. So gluing is kind of boring. If you're joining me later, you can fast forward through all this mess because it is just that. Just a mess and nothing too very interesting. Oh, see, that went on a lot smoother. Whoops. That ended up a lot better than my first try. See, sometimes once you get the top off, the goopy parts, the rest isn't bad. Hopefully it won't come apart when I cut it. I kind of want it to be dry before I put it through the paper cutter or it won't give me a nice sharp line. Yeah, I know I'm using the wrong side of the bone folder, but for some reason on this paper, once the paper gets, if you push too hard on it, it makes little shiny spots. So it just depends on what kind of paper you're using. Kind of like on watercolor paper, where if it gets a fresh spot, it makes a mark. Anywho, it cooled down here. I'm in Indiana, and it cooled down quite a bit last night. I think it got to maybe 62 degrees. So that's good because all my tomatoes that are green will turn red. So that's a good thing. This goes pretty quick. Unfortunately, my channel name, I thought about making little flags with the letters on them. And unfortunately, when I picked my channel name, I didn't think about printing any kind of merch or anything to that effect. In fact, I'm still kind of surprised that I have as many subscribers as I do, because I don't know that I have all that new and exciting material, but I think I'd make a good, like, going to bed channel. Because if you fall asleep, you fall asleep, right? You're not really going to miss anything too exciting on this channel. Plus, it's not like watching a movie. You can come and go at any time, so it's nice. I like YouTube. You know, I don't really watch TV. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and the nice thing about it is, I think that, well, why can't I find a blank page? I think that that's the appeal for me right there, is that it's not always ongoing. A lot of videos are just new. Sometimes they can be repetitive, but you know what? Even if I watch 3 or 4 videos on the same subject and they make the same thing, it's always going to turn out different. And you learn a little bit from each person. Everybody does everything a little bit differently. Oh, I'm going to grab my book. Oh, I tore this book up a long time ago. The Traveling Sprinkler. And I love using book pages, and normally I don't like the blank ones. But let's see. Yeah, there's a little more left. These book pages are not the thickest paper, which is why I'm starting out gluing 2 together. Now I am going to put more layers on, but I thought just for starters, I would start with two pages each. And by not going all the way, by having to trim the edge anyway, it makes it easier to, you know, just to glue quick. And you don't have to fuss with everything being perfect. Hi, Denise. Look, I got to close this window. I don't know why all this stuff pops up when I open your channel shuts down at last call. It does. I'm using Nicholas Baker's Traveling Sprinkler. I love this book, and I've read it twice. I love that he is so descriptive. He really is a good descriptive writer. So I like his stories. He really tells good stories. Like this. Amy Lowell. He's a poet, and when the story starts, he's got writer's block, but he describes everything so well. So he talks about, on this page, Amy Lowell, the queen of the Imaginative poets, said that you prepare a cigar for smoking the way you seduce a woman. First, you unwrap its tinfoil wrapper. That's like removing her dress. Then you take off the label, and that's the shift. Finally, you're down to a nude cigar. Amy Lowell would have enjoyed smoking this one called Bone Crusher. It's true to its name. Good gracious. Anyway, he goes on to talk about Amy Lowell, but he talks about a lot of real people in his book, and he's trying to stop smoking. He smokes cigars. And he broke up with his girlfriend at the beginning of the story, and it's interesting. He introduces all kinds of fun characters. He's got an elderly neighbor. Well, not elderly, I guess, older neighbor that raises chickens, and she leaves she has a family emergency and asks him to look out for her garden and her chickens. So he goes next door every day and feeds the chickens a couple times a day, and he waters her garden. And so I think that's basically, I don't know. I'm a big gardener, so it kind of sucked me in at first. And the traveling sprinkler, just the name, I thought was so randomly weird. I thought, well, that's a really good name. I have to get this book. Anyway, I think I found it at the Dollar Tree, which I'm not normally that impressed with Dollar Tree stuff. Anyway, I didn't think about when I named my channel, and Constructing Artistics is a really, really long name. And I think I called it that because we were always making or building something. We did a fire burner. I did a metal punched monarch and some words into the door of a fire burner. And I wrote just when the caterpillar thought the world had ended. And then I drew it out on a piece of galvanized metal and then punched it. And it took me all day. Are you doing your red and black photo book? You have to send me pictures. Not too many blanks anymore. I think I've pulled out all the blanks out of this. He talks about everything in this book. He talks about music, and since he talks about so many real people and musicians and things that I'm familiar with, I think that's another reason why I like it. Plus, he's a poet. I mean, poet's kind of like an artist, right? Or maybe they are an artist. That whole poetry, writing, art, music, I think that all kind of falls together. And don't we all do everything too? I bet most of the artists we know wrote some poetry. I certainly wrote a ton of stuff. Not to mention playing multiple instruments. In fact, we went to that garage sale the other day. I bought out, they had albums for $1. And they literally had like 8 rows of vinyl. I was like so excited. That's why we went. I seen it in the paper. In the paper, they advertised that they had 1,800 record albums. So I had told Thad when I saw the ad, I was like, tomorrow we're going to this as soon as it. Oh, there's another bad word. The F word is on here. All right, so let me make a little X before I. Actually, I'm making this for me, so I don't care. I'm not going to worry about that. So I told Thad when I saw the ad in the paper, I was like, oh, we got to go. We got to go. I had the best chicken salad for dinner just now. What's a great word? Oh. Sorry, I'm slow. I had the best chicken salad. Maybe that's because I made it, but I have the most fantastic chicken salad. Award-winning. It took me years to perfect my chicken salad, but I had brought home a rotisserie chicken from Fresh Time, and yesterday, actually I brought home 2, so I didn't have to cook dinner the other night, and so last night Thad picked them apart, and so when I woke up, I started chopping, and I made chicken salad. Hey, over here. Okay, hold on. Are you texting me? Is that what that means? Hey. No. I missed something. No people in here. No, no people. Just me and you. Oh, it does say there's nobody in here, and you're in here. Is that weird? Is that weird? Maybe because my computer's so old. Well, the other night it said there was, I think, 2 people, and it was me, you, Maria, Lisa, and Danielle. And I was like, why does it say there's 2 people? I don't know why it does that. Isn't that weird? I think I have enough letters or enough pages now. I'll see if they're dry. I don't know how well this glue stick's gonna. Oh, yeah. Good. Okay. I don't have to make any more of these right this minute. Anyway, I think I got that. I may have got that traveling sprinkler at the Dollar Tree. So 2 were lurking there that night. I don't know. Well, if there's 2, it's me and you, right? You know what? I lurk all the time at night because if I'm on my phone. Oh, no. Well, if I'm on my phone, I can't comment because it won't let me log in. And it won't let me like videos. So I updated my YouTube, and then for a little while it let me log in, but then I can't read comments sometimes. My phone is just so old. It's so old and crappy, I think. And I don't want to get a new phone. First of all, I'm cheap. I'm just cheap like that. And let me get this. I set my box on top of this thing. And secondly, it takes the most wonderful photos. I don't know every other phone. That is Mr. Technical. He loves the most new and best equipment on the market. So he sometimes will buy new stuff, and then I'm like, oh, that's not the best photo. So I kind of feel like, I don't know. All right, so I think I can get 2 strips out of every page. So actually I did twice as many as I need because I think these are about 2 inches. Yeah, not quite 2 inches. So the paper would have to be 1.5 inches. And my letters are not quite 1 inch, so that works out perfect. I got one of those little boxes of magnetic letters at Walmart, and so there you go. Your photos are from your phone? Your phone takes good pictures. What kind of phone do you use? Oh, you have an iPhone, don't you? There's no curse word. I think he curses a lot, kind of, in this book. And this page is talking about whiskey and morphine. And what is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about homemade maple syrup. That's right. I remember this. Dark amber syrup, it's enough to make you throw your arms out and thank the fates for this concoction, which is better than laudanum and better than morphine, better than Yukon Jack almost. And it's similar in a way to Yukon Jack in that it's so sweet and viscous. He's talking about his homemade maple syrup that he bought. Homemade maple syrup is excellent. I can just say that from my trees, it's amazing. And it becomes rock candy if you let it set a while, set a spell. Dang it, Dana, what are you doing? But it's a pain to get out there in the cold and do all that, since the sap runs at 33 degrees. Pagan. so low. Let's see. Let's do it this way. There we go. Not very bright today, am I? See, now that's kind of crooked. Because I didn't glue the top straight. Oh well. I'm just going to leave it. I think it adds character. This is not cutting so sharply, I think, because that glue might still be damp on there. It's leaving like some little fuzz along the edge. Again, I'm going to leave it. I think it adds character. I keep saying that. You can cover all your mistakes with that little phrase, but it adds character. Pagan. There's an interesting word. Pagan. Hi, Grandma Joe. I love your little box you made the other day. That's so cute. And that paper, that was the coolest green paper that you started with. Was that homemade paper? I don't even know what that was. I thought, did she make that or dye that? Or I don't know what that was. But that was really cool. And the box turned out really pretty. And at the, you know what, I got to laugh at the, like towards the end when you were getting done and you went to put the little pink beads on. And I don't remember what you said exactly, but you were like, I don't know, is that too much? Nope, I'm going for it or something. You were like, nope, we're putting it on there. And I started laughing because I was like, no, it's not too much. Do it, do it. And you did. And so, but whatever you said was real cute at that moment. I got a chuckle, you know, when I was watching the video. I got a kick out of it. But that's an adorable little box. I unfortunately do not have, or I should say do not keep embellished boxes like that because my space doesn't allow me. I don't have the horizontal space to display stuff. You know, because my craft area is so small. But I do think it is absolutely adorable. From the Dollar Tree, really. It's really pretty. Like, did it come all crinkly like that? It's pretty cool. You know, the Dollar Tree never fails to amaze me every once in a while. I find the coolest stuff. Let me see if I have enough. Let's see. I need more. I need more lettuce. I'm just starting a little, some paperclip banners, but I wanted to glue 2 pages together. Oh, you did that. That's a good idea. It looks really cool. Did you put water on it at all or wet it, or was the color varied like that? It gave me some ideas, actually. I might try and, you know how you tie-dye a t-shirt with rubber bands, and if you just wrinkle it up, and like if you started a tie-dye project and you didn't have any rubber bands and you just wad it all up, how it looks, because I've done that. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you're impatient and you're like, we're just going to dye this shirt because I have to dye, and, you know, I want a tie-dye t-shirt. But I thought about taking some paper and ink or paint and just wadding it up, wetting it and wadding it up and seeing how it turns out. I don't like that page. I like this one. I think it would turn out a lot like that green paper you used. hate to cut up this book because I really like this story, but again, I keep some classic books. I just don't have room, unfortunately, to keep all the books I would like. So I have a bookshelf, and Thad has it. We have matching bookshelves in our living room. We have a piano. I play piano. And we have one bookshelf to the left and one to the right. And then the TV hangs above. And that's like our focal wall or whatever. And so I have to restrain myself to the one bookshelf, and he has to do the same. That way we don't tend to hoard books, because we both like books. So, oh, it does have wood chips in it. So does the toilet paper at my work. In fact, they are so cheap that you can see the wood pulp in the toilet paper. In fact, I'm always saying I'm going to start bringing toilet paper to work in my bag, because it's so bad. I don't know how. I don't know where they find that stuff. It's like black market toilet paper. It's like, do you want to, it should, if there was a commercial for that toilet paper, it would start out saying, do you want to punish your employees? Do you hate the people that work with you and for you? Buy this toilet paper. Yeah. Yeah, that's what. I think craft paper is softer than the toilet paper at my work. And heaven forbid you have a cold. You got to blow your nose a few times in a row. You end up with no skin. My coworkers do bring their own Kleenex, definitely. No, nobody's sitting down on the job around there. This is really getting fuzzy, isn't it, on the sides? I'm going to keep going until it tears. I'm probably ruining this blade. I know I've got an extra in the drawer here, so I can change it if I need to, but I'm kind of liking that whole fuzzy. Can you see the side of that where it's kind of, see that? I'm kind of liking that whole fuzzy look there, like it's been sanded. I think I'm almost down to what I need. I'm going to cut one more for good measure. Watch me still be shy. One or two. I don't care. I can't imagine that I'll get half of this done today. I have to work tonight, and I just thought I'd play around. I can't water right now. It's too hot. But it's not as hot as it has been. It's really a lot better. It's like 80 today, which is really nice. I should go float in the pool. But it's not in the shade yet. It's still got like half the sun in it. What time is it? 6 o'clock. So it'll be in the shade in about probably 45 minutes. I could go for a float. Maybe take me a little siesta before my shower. They couldn't, but would be sore. Right? Most definitely. All right. So this one I glued backwards, apparently. I don't know what that's good for. Do this one. May as well put this back in my book page pile. Okay. I'll use that for something else some other time. So that way they're all cut. I hate to get my board out and back and out, and you know, this thing's kind of awkward. So when it's out, I just want to cut everything at once. I don't know why I keep cutting that side. I guess I could have saved some time by just cutting my strips and leaving the margin on the other side, huh? I'm not that smart first thing in my morning. You know, I'm a night shift person, so it's like 8 in the morning in my brain. I do have the best recipe for chicken salad, by the way. If anybody wants it, let me know and I will share it with you. I spent years perfecting it. It's one of my favorite things ever is chicken salad. And you can boil skinless, boneless chicken breast, but I'm telling you, if you make it with a rotisserie chicken, OMG, it's so much better. So much better. All right, so I have all this fuzz. Now I have the fuzz on me. Okay, so these, I guess I should have checked to make sure these fit before I, yeah. Good job, Dana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in here, do them, cut them, and then put my letters on them, like so. You don't eat meat. Oh, that's right. I remember you was talking about that you're a vegetarian. I need some vegetarian recipes because I'm kind of running shy on stuff. Dad's a really good cook, and he's been cooking a lot of stuff. And I do mean a lot of stuff. And let me see if this little bottle's open. I always forget to put the cap on this. I need to get in the drawer. I put it up in, oh, that's rusting. Oh, that's nice. All right. Drawer here. A stainless steel pan. I guess I need to buy some straight pins because all of mine are little short ones. And I need some of the long ones. You know what might work in here is an eye pin. I'm going to get one of these eye pins out of my findings, my jewelry findings, and see if that works. Because I bet that would fit down in there. Let's see. Why, yes, it does. Yep, it fits all the way down in there and kind of wants to be stuck. All right. This is just some watered down Aleene's cheapo glue. I don't care about this little part. I just want to get these together so that I can, what do I do with my, so that I can, uh-oh, that's crooked, isn't it? Oh, boy, that grabs fast, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Gee, Dana. I thought I saw that. Grandma Joe must be the best thing. She's been. Oh, the chicken. Grandma Joe's a vegetarian. She told me that before. I just forgot. But I apologize. Let's see. I'm going to make sure this is on the right side. I'll mess it up. I can talk, can't I? But, so it cooled off. And when I say cooled off, I mean 80. Did I already say that? It's supposed to be 58 tonight. Did you guys know your tomatoes won't turn red if it stays hot at night? So when it's really, really hot, like it had been like 90 something every day, and it was still staying in like the high 70s and 80s at night. That's why my tomatoes were not getting red, because they need to be below a certain temperature to produce that gas. I can't remember the name of it now. Did you guys see me? Denise, were you here when I poked my finger with that pen the other day? I was trying to. I was watching. I went back to look at something on the video, and I realized I knocked over, like I spilled my water, and I hit that paintbrush like 3 times, and then I ended up poking myself with a pen, and I was like, I look like an idiot. I thought, I'm going to have to start learning how to edit these videos. I didn't know that, Denise. Was it funny? I don't know. I thought it was kind of pitiful. I thought I look like a doofus. Rename my channel Dana the Doofus. That's what my dog is. His name is Rufus the Doofus. Well, funny is good, so I guess I should leave it because I don't mind being funny, but looking like an idiot is like something that I just keep routinely doing on here. Because I'm a doofus, baby. So why don't you? Well, I guess I'll leave it since it is funny and I don't know how to edit. Yeah. So really, it doesn't have anything to do with being funny. It's all about, I don't even know how to cut that part out. So whatever. We'll go with it, right? Let me lay these out the way they're supposed to go, because I want them all to kind of be turned the same way. And look at this. I made this little project. I decided to make a bunch of charm, whatchamacallits, charm paper clips, right? And so I decided I was going to glue these little balls on with a jump ring in between, and then I could hang the charm from this little jump ring, right? Well, as it ends up, the jump ring is too small, but I had glued all of the charms onto the wrong end of the, I had glued them onto this end of the paper clip, which is the wrong end. And I did like 15. So I didn't post that video. Yeah. That one I kept to myself. It's in the archive of, I don't know. I think I'm going to start a bloopers reel for all the times that's why I don't hot glue in my videos, because then I end up, sometimes I've said words that are not becoming. So I really need to do a bloopers reel. If you like that, if you like that last one. You know, they say left-handed people have more accidents. So I think that's why I'm clumsy. I was laughing. I can't help it. I always laugh at myself. Because I'm funny like that. Dana cracks me up. I don't know. You start talking in third person, people think you're crazy, so I better not do that. Dana, don't talk in third person. Is that when you changed your diet, Denise? Denise. See, I like when you do. And when you talk in third person in type, it's funny. Yeah. So that's good. Good job. Just jump right in on that. I like that. I like it a lot. See, that's upside down. So it didn't matter that I started laying them out. I'm still putting it on the wrong side, ain't I? And sakes. So Thad went to the store earlier and he came home with a bunch of peppers. I think he's sick of waiting for ours. And he hasn't really been down and looked at the garden. And he said to me, he said, do we have anything that's going to be ready soon? Do we have any peppers? And I said, no, honey, sorry. But what he does, I don't think he realizes I didn't plant any peppers this year. I'm so sorry, Grandma Joe. I did see that. Did you get my tea? You know, we're having a tea party. How was Rich's service, Joe? Was it a nice service? 120 grams a day? Gee, you think that'd be hard on your kidneys to get rid of, huh? I hope these come out kind of stiff. It's his favorite time of the year. Oh, September is a nice time of year, boy. Everything, the leaves starting to turn. We're having a big party in September. We're having we have these big, ridiculous size parties, and so we're having our big party in September. I think the 14th, I believe. We're having it's going to be a margarita extravaganza with a taco bar. I'm not kidding you, 24 sombreros from, what's it called? Oriental Trading Company. And I bought margarita lights. We have been picking up new looking blenders at the Goodwill every time we come across one, because I don't think anybody uses blenders much anymore. So we can set up about 6 blending stations. We have 4 right now. I have a feeling by September 14th, we should have about 6 of them. So we're going to have to run electricity out onto the driveway. And then next month, we'll start making a bunch of simple syrups and infusing tequila. And then we started, Thad actually came home today with 20 pounds of hamburger, and I think he got 10 pounds of chicken. But then each week we'll buy a bunch of stuff, so when the party comes up, we won't have to spend like $500. Of course. Can you come out? You might have to sleep on the couch or a recliner. And my animals might sleep with you. But you should come. You should absolutely come. It's a blast. It's an absolute. I even brought a trophy. You know, our last big one was a margarita, or it was a Bloody Mary extravaganza. And we literally, was probably the hardest party we ever had. We probably had 25 different infused kinds of vodka. We had 6 different flavored salts to rim your glass with. And the food table that you could garnish your margarita or your Bloody Mary with included everything you can think of. We had every kind of meat, every kind of cheese cube. We had shrimp. We had bacon knots. We had every kind of olive stuffed with every kind of item. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. Isn't it weird? Like different parts of the country prescribe different um, diets for different illnesses. But really, I think what it is it's about what works for you because everybody's body is different. And whatever you're having success with, I think is what you should stick with too. So I think when it's not working is when it's time to change doctors or methods. But you can't eat or drink anything that I'll have. You can't have anything on the taco bar because we're going to have Southwest. We're going to have a nacho bar. Basically, it's going to have a couple kinds of cheeses, and we'll have like queso cheese and regular cheese, and then maybe even buy some of that cheap canned cheese and put in a crock pot. But we don't do GMOs, so we do non-GMO chips, and I think we're going to put out flour tortillas too. But basically, we're going to have taco meat beef, and then we'll have Southwest chicken. But we'll have all the fixins such as lettuce and tomatoes and onions and jalapenos and salsa and sour cream. And I'm not going to do guacamole for that bunch. Because that's too much. Everything else we can buy in bulk. We can buy the lettuce already shredded like at GFS. And so we set up a taco bar before on a pretty large scale, and it's actually quite easy to do compared to when we set up a hamburger bar. But I don't know, the hamburgers you can make a day before. You can grill them all, and then all you do is you put them on over the heat, like over one of those canisters in au jus, and they taste really good. And if you use the beef flavored au jus, it keeps them from drying out, keeps them moist. So actually the hamburger bar, we were able to do a lot of work ahead of time, but I want to be able to do everything a day before because it takes us all day to set up. And what happens with these big parties is then I end up just a sweaty, hot mess doing last minute stuff. And I have to run and get in the shower at the last minute, and then I'm all frazzled and attend my own bash with wet hair and no makeup, which is fine. I usually just jump in the pool anyway. Yeah, we don't cook hamburgers at any of our parties. We cook them the day before. I mean, unless it's just small. This is the big party. This is our big. We only do this every couple of years. I'll tell you what, it's so big I buy a trophy every year for these. So the last one, the Bloody Mary party was the trophy said best dressed Bloody Mary. And so what you did was in order to enter the contest is you took a picture of it and posted it on a on a Facebook page for the party. And if you didn't have Facebook, you could just text me the picture of it and I would show it to the judges. But the girl who won, I'm not kidding you, she made this little guy, this little like Pepe guy, and he had a sombrero on and he was sitting with his arms wrapped around his legs, sitting against a cactus, and she made it all with food. She made the whole thing with food, with what was on the bar, the peppers and stuff. I can't eat salt. Salt makes me choke. Is that weird? If something's real salty, like even like a Lay's potato chip, I can eat one Lay's potato chip and it makes me cough. Does that sound weird? I know it sounds weird. But I am very intolerant of salt. Salty things. But we switched to that pink Himalayan salt years ago. And since then, we don't use like iodized salt. I don't use regular table salt. And I don't normally use food packets. We make our taco mix ourselves. And we make our au jus ourselves out of beef drippings. We don't normally buy a lot of packet mixes or processed foods. I don't know. I'm kind of picky eater when it comes to that kind of stuff. And my kids are not, which is so weird. Like they like stuff like Hamburger Helper, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know, Tuna Helper. They eat that stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how you can do it. Powdered cheese. What's powdered cheese? Like it's just wrong any way you look at it. But if you're going to make guacamole or tacos or whatever, you need to just use your own mix, because all it takes is basically cumin. Cumin is like the star of the show. And we have dried peppers in there from previous years. Now, of course, they're not as strong. Last year's are not as strong now. But if you take your own peppers and dry them and grind them up, iodine. Yeah, and see, the funny thing about that, Grandma Jo, is if you look into that, a lot of the iodized salt nowadays, they say your thyroid, it's not bioavailable. Your thyroid can't uptake certain kinds of iodine, which is why legally they have to make iodized salt. But that's why we switched years ago to pink Himalayan salt. And when I started buying it, there was no internet. I got it from a health catalog. Now they have all these fake Himalayan pink salts. But once you make the switch, table salt, like iodized, like Morton salt that you buy, tastes terrible. It tastes so salty compared to it. Just, I don't know. It doesn't taste right. So even when we go into a restaurant, I have like a little tiny baggie of salt in my purse. Is that weird? So that I can put a pinch on my food. But most of the time, if we go out to eat, they oversalt everything. I can't hardly stand it. Everywhere we go, everything is oversalted. And we try to stick with like the organic restaurants or like the farm to table places, but there's not that many of them. So we're kind of limited. So we don't tend to go out to eat as much as some people. It's unfortunate, but it's probably healthier. That's probably why I'm going to live to be a burden on my children. I'm going to end up 150. All my friends will be gone. I'll be lonely. Nobody will watch me on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if I want to outlive my usefulness, but as long as I can have coffee, I think I'll be okay. You will? I know, that's what I joke about. I mean, all those years of being a smoker and being fat and I talk about being an overweight smoker, old person, but seriously, my blood pressure is below average. My cholesterol is fantastic. My triglycerides, my HDL, my LDL, you name it. Even my hemoglobin A1C isn't even 5. So the fact is, I don't know how I got so fortunate, but I have really good DNA. My grandma lived to be 99 and had all her wits about her, and my other grandma lived to be 97. It's really, and my aunts and uncles, like all my aunts are in their 70s and 80s right now. Most of them are generally healthy. My mom is not in good health. I attribute that to her diet because she puts the most horrible things in her mouth and soda, a lot of soda. I'd be like, yeah, we can be like, grandma, yeah. We can be like, I ain't got time for this stuff. Now, I do think my grandma on my dad's side had a little bit of confusion, but it wasn't until closer to the end. Your dad is 93. See, grandma, you got good genes too. That's wonderful. Good for him. You know, they say my generation won't live as long as the baby boomer or the the depression era people that are now, 80s and 90s. What am I doing? Look, I'm talking so much I forgot to put the glue on. And I'm smoothing the glue with smoothing nothing with my bone folder because there's no glue in there. Uh-oh. Look, I put this on backwards. I knew it would happen eventually. I knew it. Put that back in there. ADHD strikes again. See, I wasn't paying attention. I'm just over here yapping away. Like that one's on backwards too. I wonder if it's dry. Dang it, Dana's making a mess again. Gee, that's really gluey. That's not coming off, is it? Come on, buddy. You can do it there. Yeah, maybe. Well, kind of got some of it off. Yep, it's not looking good for this one. I don't know. We'll give it a whirl. I'm just going to paint and stamp and stuff over it, so it's not like it has to look pretty. But I did want some sort of a sturdy kind of base on it that I could manipulate around a little bit. So let's see if I can fix this. Get it back to where it needs to be. Oh, I can't believe it. That's crazy, isn't it? And there it went. Right on. Unbelievable. Nice save by Dana with the backwards paper clip in the bottom of the ninth. I'm going to get the MVP for that. You didn't get your tea? That makes me mad, Grandma Joe, because, hang on, I'm going to look at my tracking number. I'm pretty sure. I know. I got the wrong. You know what? You should not have two black folders because then you get them all mixed up, right? Okay, so you're in Arkansas, right? No. Are you in Arkansas, Grandma Joe? said renting, everything. That's Canada. That's Canada. Advance coupon. I'm sure this is probably expired. Oh, that's right. Okay, let me see. I'm going to show you your tracking number. Canada. Oh my goodness. There's some Tuesday morning stuff. Oh, I have labels. Oh, this is making me mad. Here's one. Grandma Joe, check your email and see if I sent you a tracking number. Because I think, you know what? Sometimes I put them under this mat too. Let me look under this mat. Nope, I got a Hobby Lobby coupon. Okay, I was looking for the wrong receipt. I need to look for Pennsylvania, PA, Dana, PA. I think I'm going to start keeping, let's see, this is 2 pounds, that got that one there. No. All right, so these are complete. Through these. Okay, that. Oh my goodness. This is making me aggravated. You know what? I do remember yours was later than oh, look, here's yours is right here. See, I put a check mark on it when it's delivered. And Kensington, PA, I don't know if Carrie's was delivered either. I'm going to show you your tracking number is right here. Actually, I should just take a picture of it and email it to you. I'm going to write. Do you have a pen, Grandma Joe? I'm going to give you your tracking number. Because this says estimated delivery date was Monday the 22nd. So that was yesterday. So if you don't get it today, you know what? I'll go online and track it. I'll go online and look. Because I usually track them anyway just to make sure they got delivered. But everybody else's stuff got there yesterday except for the package I sent to Canada and Carrie. I didn't check Carrie's. Look at all those packages. That's ridiculous. $60 worth of shipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things I shipped out. But I put Denise's in the wrong box. I put hers by weight instead of the... I thought I grabbed the regular box. So I didn't look at it until I got home, and I called them and I was like, you know, this is like $5 more than the sign said. So when they looked at it in the computer, they said, well, you put it in the wrong box. Oh, and get this. One of those packages came to me today because I put the label on backwards. I sent Lisa a box, and I forgot something that I made for her. And specifically, I wanted to get it in that box and waited to mail it to put this item in. And so I made like a little parcel, and they give you that big, you know, that sticker's pretty big. So he told me just wrap it around and put the return address on the back. Well, I put it on backwards so that back of the envelope actually showed Lisa's envelope. So they delivered it to me today. So I was real excited when I opened the mailbox. I was like, ooh, I got a package. And then I looked and I was like, oh, it's from myself. Wait a minute. So no happy mail for Dana. I was like, what? What did you do? And I realized when I looked at it, it was just backwards. So who cares? Like, I'll get it. I'll just take it. It was only a few bucks. I'll just take it back later. But Another fine mess you got me into. Okay, so I still have to cut the, bottom. I wonder if I need more. I'm just going to do the first word. First word sounds like cons. Oh, that one's backwards. No, it's not. It's right. It's right. Oh, you see me about to get mad. Come on. Make sure I got all the letters I need. These are those little Walmart letters. You know, they're magnetic, but they don't stick very good. They're not that magnetic. Like, they'll work on a refrigerator, but you can't put a piece of paper under them. Constructing. Good. So I have one extra in case I mess up. I guess that's good. With me, I probably need a couple. What was the address I sent it to? Email it to me. Okay, I will. It's you emailed me your address. Do you remember you sent me an email when we were talking about the tea packets? And you sent me an email. And I sent it to that address on the email. I don't have my tablet or I'd pull it up. Oh, you know what? I do have my tablet over here, I think. Yes, I do. Let me see. And I will tell you just the numbers. How's that? You want me to, or do you not want me to say it? I won't say it on here if you don't want. Yeah, I'll email it. Let me see what I have here. Let me see. There's Carrie. Carrie did get her tea because there's an email in here from her. So she did get her tea. So everybody on that, in that, has got their tea. So, Grandma Joe. Okay, here you are. Let me see. This is my email. Okay, so I'm just going to shoot you an email back right now. I'm just going to hit reply on this. Why is it not letting me reply? Come on, bad boy, reply. Okay. So I'm just going to put the word test and send just to make sure this is going to send to you. Okay. So I just hit reply to your email and sent that back to you. But let me look because I wrote it on a Post-it. Look, this is my address book. Is this weird? This is my address book and it's full of Post-its. And when I want to send somebody something, I stick the Post-it and flag it up with a little note of what I need to send. So I'm going to make sure that I wrote your address on the Post-it correctly because I always put a Post-it on the envelope. Yes, I did write it correctly. But on my Post-it, that doesn't mean I wrote it on the envelope correctly. Although I did not know what your last name was, and I addressed it Grandma Joe. So, sorry about that. I mean, you sent me your address, but I didn't know the name. Denise, even if you drove, you can't stalk anybody. You're a crafter. You know, the minute you got by a Tuesday morning Michael's or Hobby Lobby, you'd have to turn off. We can't stock anybody. You'd be like, oh, I have a coupon. No, turning. I'm turning. All right. Let's put some stamps on here. Black. I got this. Let's see what I got. I got green. I got purple. Let's see. I got most of these are pigment inks. I got a lot of pigment ink. I don't really use it. Oh, I got Tangelo. Lisa gave me that. This is a hybrid. What's that mean? Yeah, I got a purple. So I got two purples. And this is blue. I think I'm going to do all blues and purples and greens. What do you think? So I don't need this. But I like this blue, and I like this blue, and I like this blue. And I've got these two purples, but I don't know the difference. So let's look. Let's see. Let me find something to stamp. All right. Let's see what the difference is between this purple and that purple. That's a pretty dark purple. Unless you do a second generation. I'd probably do a second generation on this one. That's right? Okay. So hopefully it's in your mail. Have you checked your mail today? Oh, this is a pinky purple. Good. So I'll use both, probably. I don't know. I love blue and green, so I'll probably do mainly blue and green, and then I like orange too. I don't like blue with orange, but I like green with orange. I can't decide. I think I'll start with blues just because I know I'm going to use blue. I need another rubber band now that I open it. Oh, darn it, Dana. I'm knocking stuff over. Okay. I think I'm just going to do the blues. Yeah. We'll keep the green out. You know, I always start with one idea in my head and then I never stick to it, right? I just always, I always end up with something different. So, what should we stamp on here? Let me find some stamps. Let's see what I've got over here. The only thing I have handy is all that tea stuff. So I need some stuff for the background, maybe some script or maybe I'll do some bricks or maybe some flourishes. When did I mail it out? Last Friday. And according to this receipt, this said I had to do them all as mini parcels, but if you look at this, it actually says on here, let me find it again. Where are you at? It says 7/22/19 is the estimated delivery date. Can you see that? 0 pounds, 0.9 ounces. So it was supposed to be there yesterday, and I think almost everybody's came on time. And I didn't look at the date on the email from Carrie. It was there, so it might have come today. But for some reason, Carrie's hadn't showed up the last time I checked. Neither you or Carrie, but she got her tea. So don't worry, we're not going to have we haven't set the date yet. Hang on, I'm grabbing my stamps. We haven't set any kind of a date yet, so it's not like hurry into anything. Oh God, this is bad. All right, let me get this out of the way and clean this up. I gotta make a little pile here of my letters and my flags, because if I don't, they're gonna just be everywhere and wonky and all over the place. Okay. Gonna straighten this mess up. Put this with the paper clips. I think I'm done with the glue, so let me set it over here for a minute. Let me clean out this little glue thing. I don't know where the cap to this is, but I don't want it to get all clogged. Because then I have to soak it for 20 minutes and I'm impatient. Okay, bone folder up. All right, then I have a little space, just a little space. Okay, I'll make a little bit more space. I'll get rid of my tea. Okay, I know I may have a problem here. Okay, these are my stamps. I know, that's bad, isn't it? All right, so let's see what I got. Let me see what I've got that's appropriate for a tiny stamp or a tiny flag. Let's see what I got. I got these ladies. I don't know if you can see them. I might be able to squeeze one. I don't know. Once the letter's on there, it'll be covered. So, buttons and brick wall. Definitely got to do a brick on one of them. Because I guess, all these little ones will be perfect. These little Tim Holtz ones, because they're small. Oh, yeah, I don't need to look much further, do I? And then I got these at Tuesday morning recently. I have not used any of them. So I am kind of a stamp freak. I like this little saying. I gotta get that out. Let me show you. Okay, and then I have flowers, and these are baby stamps, and these are tag stamps, and these are medicine stamps, and these are birthday stamps. I got more flowers, and I got some steampunk, and I got some numbers. I got some raindrops, and what is this? Ooh, I got some little sewn. I'm going to pull them out. I got these. These will look cute. See how they're, that's the lazy way to sew is right there. See that? No threading required. Just stamp it on and be done with it. I love this little butterfly. See this little butterfly? Oh, you did. What paper did you buy? Did you do a haul? Here's another butterfly. I like this one too. I'm going to use both that one and this one. I hate to get a whole package of stamps out for one butterfly, but you know what? I'm doing it. I need the world. I like the world. Ooh, I love these. Remember these old Bo Bunny stamps that they used to sell that had the music notes and the animals? And they're all like script or music paper background, like shapes. I just love that. And I got this too. I need some more music. And there's another butterfly. I'm going to have several letters with butterflies. And I got those Fisker stamps and postmarks. Those are fun. All right, I'm going to stop there because I don't think I need any more, really. Oh, yes, I do. I got to do my art collection and some dictionary pages. Oh, there's more butterflies. Those are too big, though. Oh, my goodness, Dana. Dana, you're a mess. I'm going to throw these out just in case for pattern. All right. So this should be pretty quick. I can stamp. As I use a stamp, I can stick it back in the pack and be done with it. So let's start out with some buttons. And those buttons. Oh, there's an eyeball stick on there that goes with another set. Buttons and this. Oh, sewing. Oh, and maybe this dress. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go light, darker, darkest. So the dress will be darkest and the stitching will be darker. So we'll do the buttons first because those have to be really, really light, right? Let's get our page back down here. Buttons. Yes, butterflies. Lots and lots of butterflies. Oh, I love Bo Bunny. What collection did you get? I just sent in Lisa's package. I hope she's not watching this before she opens the package. I sent her a little 6x6. I found a sweet clementine because she loves sweet clementine. Alrighty. Let me see if that's gonna. Oh, that's cute. All right. It's a do-over. I love butterflies. Like, I don't even put it on the block. So I might be a little lazy like that. All right, so we got the buttons as a base. So we're done with the green. And then we need to go a little darker. Here's more pepper. Okay, so next is, what did I say? The stitching. So I probably won't have any more buttons, letters. I'm going to stick that and back in the thing. I'm done with that. And we'll do I like this zigzag stitch, the really squirrely looking one. This one's all like nice and neat and perfect, but this one's really like just crazy. I like the crazy one a little better. Isn't that weird? So we're going to use that one. Oh, it's long. Oh, for heaven's sakes, look how long that thing is. Okay. All right, so let's do a little bit darker. So that's probably too light, so I'm going to do this one, this turquoise. I do think I probably better get the block out. Or got some stuff stuck to the block, but that's for another project. So, all right. How long is that? All right. Let's go down this edge. Oh, I went off a little bit, but that's okay. And across the bottom. Across the bottom. I don't want the whole thing stamped. Just a little bit. Okay. That pad is juicy. That's a fairly new Dina Wakley mixed media pad, and I'm not sure I'm in love with I'm going to keep that out because I might use that stitch again. Not sure I'm totally in love with that. The fact that there's 4 colors, I think it's harder to use, but I think it's a great value. So, where's my dress form? I'm going to put a dress form on there because, you know, the buttons and the stitching kind of goes together. Oh, I love Floral Spice. Oh, I love both of those. I love Early Bird and Floral Spice. I don't know which one I like better. Probably, I don't know. They're both, you know what? I have so many. Everybody's always like, this is my favorite collection, or that's my favorite, but I don't, there's so many pretty Bow Bunny collections. I'm not going to do a test on this. I'm just going to put her right on there. Just because I'm feeling a little brave. Oh, good. So there's my first flag banner, or whatever you call it. Flag tag, flag clip, paper. Oh, for heaven's sakes, Dana. So that'll be the C. We'll go on there. So let's set that aside. And then now we got to do the O. So for the O, we want, let's do the songbirds and the music. So where's the music? I don't know. I like her too. I think we should put her, like, tuck this little sewing thing up in the corner here. I don't know. All right, so here's a bird, and there's birds on here. So we'll get that bird. And then there's a bird here, but I don't particularly like, I don't like that bird because the flower that it's sitting on. Oh, here's a bird with script in it, and this bird has musical notes in it, and this bird has something that I can't tell you what that is without my glasses. This bird has a little flower in his mouth. Oh, this is the music notes I want right here. I really like this mess. So let's use this music. Ooh, yes, coffee. I need some coffee myself. All right, so let's do, let's see, we should do 2 color musics just because I like music a lot. So let's do, I have to do this twice. I have to do this like here, and then add some at the bottom. Good enough. Oh, it's upside down. That's okay. Oh, that's the back anyway. Okay, it's a do-over. Let's do it again. See, this is exactly why I should not be let loose with a live channel. Right there. Here is getting pause. Here, let's do a second generation here. So it kind of fades out as we go. Yeah. I should have done that the first time. They just let anybody do this, you know it? They just let anybody go live and chatter on. And it's like all the other things you don't have to have a license for. Have a baby. Drive a moped. I know, you have to have a license to drive a moped. So I'm going to do this music. I like this music too. It's bigger. Let's just do it in green. Let's see. I'm kind of doing that backwards. I know I'm like work light to dark, and then I that's kind of smeary. Ooh, but I like it. Can you see that? Since I got like 2 musical patterns on it. It's kind of random, but I like it. I like this bird. Just like that. Like that. Yeah. Okay. I kind of like this bird swooping down here. Maybe I'll put him on the block so I don't get all my finger inky, because that's gonna get messy, Dana. This is a juicy paper. Is that the dark blue? Yeah, that's the dark blue. It's like navy. I want it to be a little crisper, so be careful with that. And then maybe some more birds. Let's look for some more birds. Because I think the birds and the music go together, don't you? You like it? I like it a lot. Okay. I'm going to quit doing that voice. I don't know where I got that or why I keep doing that. It just pops out. It's like a subliminal. I don't know who says it. Ooh, we could do a feather because birds. But this one has musical notes on it too. That's a really pretty feather. Let's do that feather. I really need a better way to store stamps. I just put them back in the original packing, and it drives me crazy that I have to get them out each time. But then that's the only way I can really, pull them out and look at them. And I do that like, I don't know. Yep, I'm just going to add this one big stamp on here. I'll be done with this one. No, I'm not really a feather person normally, but it seems to go with this whole bird musical note thing I got going on here. So, whoops, let's do it this way. Yeah, let's do this. And hindsight's always 20/20. So I would say if you're going to do this, maybe stamp out your images right after you cut these pieces of paper before you glue them down, because otherwise it's hard to avoid the paper clip there. And I don't want to hear anybody telling me about how I'm not cleaning my stamps. I don't clean my stamps. I never clean my stamps. If one of them rots, it rots. If it peels back, I think it looks cool. It looks retro. It looks vintage. Don't tell me about how to clean my stamps. I own stamp cleaner, and my good stamps, like my Iron Orchid design stamps, I definitely clean. But I don't clean any others. I don't want to. I'm not going to. I really like these birds on a wire too. Let's use one. Let's go ahead and just use this red rubber stamp. I'm not sure I have room for them, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick them on here. Just just below the top of the paper clip there. And I'm going to use that same color, blue. Are you talking to me, mister? Oh. All right, so there's that one. We got some birds on a wire. We got one soaring, swooping down, and a feather. She's going to Texas. She's got family in Texas. We were talking about that, and I'm thrilled that she's going to get to move home because you know what? There's no place like home, and I think that's going to be a good move for you, Joe, and I think you're going to be really happy about it. I hate being far from my family. I wish all my or Iowa. I thought it was Texas. Okay, I'm sorry. Iowa. See, my memory is not the best. But that's where you're moving closer to your family, right? That was my point. Was I was excited when you told me that because I've lived so far from my family. When we were military, we were in Texas. My parents were in Indiana. Then we were in Arkansas. My parents got transferred to Ohio. They talked me into coming to Ohio, and they got transferred to Florida. Yeah, and so I'm stuck in Ohio again with no family, nobody. But then I moved home to Indianapolis, which was where I was born and raised, and I've been here ever since. But there has been, and then my parents moved back up here to Indiana, but they're out of town a couple hours west of here. But there's no place like home, and I love, love being close to family, even if I'm not super close. I wish I was further north. All my cousins, I'm really close with a lot of my cousins too, and they're all an average of about 4 hours north of me. Nebraska and Iowa. Okay. See, I don't know where I got Texas. Grandma Joe, yeah, my brain, I got that night shift brain, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely okay. So let's go on to the next stamp. I'm still thinking about adding this, but I don't want to overdo it. So, because there's still going to be a letter on top there. This is just a background, and I don't want it to get like too crazy. Okay. So next letter I'm going to do, I'm going to put these birds up. Hang on. Get that out of the way. I think it's almost time for butterflies. Let's do this weird one. This one has like, it has like a script, and there's a crown up here and like this big wing. But then down here, there's this, what do you call him? The, oh, he's got a name. I don't blame you. I would want to go home too. And the market's really good right now, Grandma Joe. You should start high and let somebody talk you down. If you start at start at 100,000 and they offer you 50, then you're still better off than just saying 40 and go. Mary Beth. Oh yeah, she lives in. Oh, I thought she was in. Oh yeah, Kansas City or no, Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska. She was talking about that. Everybody talks about different areas. And I get confused. I can't remember what this little lion guy is called though, but I really like him. Let's do him in green. I have a problem. This is my dog going off. Dog obviously has caught some trespasser up to no good. Or a squirrel. right? Omaha, that's right. Omaha, that's right. You know, she won my bingo contest and I mailed her stuff and now I can't remember. I mail out so much stuff lately. There it is. Isn't that kind of cool, that lion? I can't remember what it's called. Dad? Oh, he closed the door on me. I'm going to call him. Look, he closed the door on me. Oh. Well, my phone's rebooting. That's good. Oh, you did hear me. Close the door on me. Oh. Hey, what do you call that lion? The lion that's standing up on his hind legs like this? Griffin. A griffin. Okay, a griffin. I can be service. Thank you. Bye. So Dad was just passing through. You shut the door again. No, you shut the big door on me. I got the door open. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Oh, good. My redneck neighbors are lighting off more fireworks because it's not the 4th of July and they always have fireworks. Okay, so what goes along with a griffin? Hard to say, isn't it? I think. What else comes to mind when you think of a griffin, Thad, other than a shield, which I don't want to do because I don't like shields. I don't even think I have any. A crown. Yeah. Oh, a key. This key. A fancy key. Key to the castle. Where'd my crown stamp go? Well, I could do some bricks, blocks. I do not see. Oh, here it is. I put it away. All right, so we'll do a crown and a key on this one. And then that one will be finished. That'll be so the griffin's in the background. I hate that. I should have kind of made him with the middle color. I don't want him to fade away. I wonder if I could do that again. Oh, good. More fireworks. I love fireworks. That's my fave. Let me get this key out. I like keys. I have a bunch of keys, so I may add another key to this. I have some word keys that say, I think, Destiny. Oh, gosh. Okay. Who makes these? Nola Blanc. Nola Blake. Imports. This is no wonder these are only $1.50. I'm going to rip it before I can get it off there. Oh, gee, need some superhuman strength. Rufus, are you good, puppy? Are you scared? We could actually put the crown on the griffin. It's a little big, but you know what? Why not? Let's do it. Just because. Just because I like randomness like that. Oh, yeah, that wasn't exactly where I wanted it, but it's okay. Well, that ink goes on and on and on. That Dina Wakley ink is good stuff. All right, and let's stick a key up here. Oh, just stick a key up here. Why don't you? kind of want it that way. Kind of want it. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's put it there. Yeah. And then let's put this back. Eagle head and the body of a lion. Okay, so yeah. I didn't realize that was an eagle's head, but you know what? I'm gonna look at it again. Let's grab it because maybe I think it's this must not be a griffin. This is is this lion's head? I can't tell. Can't tell on the stamp. So no, that's a lion's head on there. I don't know. Can you see that? Hey, Thad. Grandma Joe said that a griffin is an eagle's head on a lion's body. This is the lion standing up, like with his paws up.
Say again. Eagle head on what?
I'm not going to talk to you anymore until you get a hearing aid.
That's a peanut.
I'm seriously
Hold
getting
on.
out of
Eagle
it.
head on what?
It's okay. An eagle's head on a lion's body is a griffin. Grandma Joe said.
I've never seen
So-
an eagle's head on lion's body.
You haven't?
I don't know what that is.
What are you eating? Isn't that good?
No, the rest of my
Okay, get out.
shoes on.
You're distracting me. I'm kicking him out. I'm just kidding. I love you, honey.
You have a computer right there.
I do have a computer right here, but I'm on it on my live. I got my tablet. I guess I could look it up if I was really wanting to know. But I'm not that curious.
Right. But obviously,
So what is the lion standing up on his back legs, like waving his paws around, like come on, I got my dukes up. Look, and so I do the voice to the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Is that? Because it's the only lion voice I know. I've never heard any other lion speak. That's the only one. Come on, put your dukes up. Okay. So of course his voice is who I hear. I'm gonna find these keys. Let me find these. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right. I kind of want one more key down here, and I want to find that key that says, I think, wait a minute. I thought there was a key on here too. Oh, maybe not. Ooh, there's this little elephant down here. I didn't notice that. I love that. Oh, there's a Eiffel Tower on here too. There's all kinds of fun little stuff. I think I need to do the butterflies next. James Earl Jones. Yeah. Mufasa. Oh, that's right. That was so sad. I will never forget that movie. That was so sad. A mythical creature with the head and wings of an eagle and the body of a lion, typically depicted with pointed ears, and the eagle's legs taking the place of the forelegs. Okay. So what's the lion standing up on his back legs called? I can't remember. Sometimes you see them like at the gates of fancy houses, like big cement statues. All right, I gotta look through this bag again and find this key, because now I'm on a mission. Now the key is evading me. It's bugging me. It's gonna bug me until I find it. Oh, I love the script too. I could use this script as a background because it doesn't really say anything. It's just, you know, script. Oh, I got some balloons. I forgot about the balloons. Where is my key? I know there's a key in there. It's one of my favorite stamps, and I use it all the time. Look, I have negative bricks too. So I could do half the tags in like a solid brick and then half in the brick outline, which might be kind of fun. Where can I find these keys? Dana. Oh, I'm sick of hearing these fireworks. What is going on over there? Well, I got this little key, so I could substitute that little key, but I really don't want to. I really wanted my good key with my word key. I'm kind of mad that it's not in here. I just used it on something of Lisa's too, and I don't know how it disappeared. There's no place it would be. Boy, that's aggravating. Isn't it aggravating when you lose something specific like that and you always put stuff back, or you think you always put stuff back, Dana. Obviously, I did not put this back. Oh, I found it. It was in there. It just tipped over to its side. Yes, that's why you have to stay organized. Oh, my mom is texting me. Let's see what she has to say. Oh. Oh. All right. Well, I am going to have to cut my live off. I got to give my mom a call and see what's going on. Apparently my dad's dear friend passed away, and so I'm going to call them and see what their plans are. That means they're probably coming to Indianapolis and for the funeral, of course, and because Tripp lives here in Indianapolis. And so I'm going to call them and see what's going on. Does my lion have wings? I don't know. Plus, I want to make sure my dad's okay before I have to get in the shower. Do you think I might have Lisa says I need a stamp intervention. Do you think I have a problem? I only have one thing to say, about that. I can stop anytime. Okay, so again, here's my lion. No wings. All right, ladies. Thanks so much for coming by. I love talking to you both. And I'm going to work more on this on my banner. It's going to take forever because I have so many letters in my channel name. I really need to rethink constructing artistics and call myself like, hi, it's me. So it's short. So, so good to see you. Grandma Joe, I'm going to shoot you an email real quick with that tracking number while I've got the receipt sitting here next to me. And Denise, I'm sure I'll be talking to you later, Night Owl, always up on your Instagram. So I'm sure I will see you both soon. Grandma Joe, don't worry. If I have to resend to you, I will. The date hasn't been announced for the tea party yet. We're just kind of initializing campaign details, and then we're going to start hashtagging to create a bunch of curiosity and attention so that Lisa can get a ton of viewers in her first live and Danielle can get all the hours to push her over the 4,000 hour hump so that she can apply for monetization. So it's a big, I don't know, we're going to try to make a big deal out of it. And hopefully in posting the hashtag everywhere, generate a lot of interest. Hopefully a lot of people will tune in from seeing our posts. So you'll have to post on whatever it is, your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever you can, include that little hashtag in your videos, show the tea when you get it, say, stay tuned, let them know it's going to be Lisa at Made New to Great and that she's going to guest host on Danielle's channel, Pink Zebra Unicorn Crafter, and we're gonna see what we can do from there. But everybody that has a tea is going to start promoting it hopefully soon. Once we get the date, we just have to set the date, and that's up to Lisa and Danielle. So, thanks for coming, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.